Tasmanian Football Hall of Fame icon, Tim Lane. Tim Lane is the quintessential sports journalist and commentator. He began his career with the ABC in Tasmania. Moving from his home state to Melbourne in 1979, he began calling a wide variety of sports, initially on radio, soon to become a regular face on ABC TV.
Well, he's one of the most celebrated performers we've seen in the game as far as the industry is concerned, both radio, television and also writing.
He does his homework, his preparation is faultless. He's got I just like the way that he paces himself in a call. He paints the picture with words, and I think that that's the greatest compliment you can give anybody who's calling a sporting event.
Tim Lane ranks alongside Bruce McAvaney as the best in the business. He's authoritative, he's intelligent, he's also got the right level of excitement, but it's his passion and his heart for football that really stands out. Tim knows everything about Tasmanian football, I can tell you. Many's the time at functions in Melbourne when people have been talking about all the big topics like peptides or tanking or whatever. Tim and I have been stuck in a corner talking about the great Scottsdale sides of the 60s, or the great Latrobe sides under Darryl Baldock when they won 4 flags in a row, or better still, my favourite topic, the great Longford teams of the 1950s.
He started as a volunteer broadcaster of the Northwest Football Union. As a commentator for a variety of nationally and sometimes internationally broadcast sports, Lane became one of Australia's best-known commentators and one of the ABC's most familiar personalities.
Now, there's one story about Tim that might not even be true. Perhaps it's apocryphal, but I'll tell it anyway because that never stops me. It goes back to Tim's earliest days of calling. He's calling a game at Longford. It's a windy day, the ball's over on the back creek side of the ground. It's not exactly glamorous. And apparently Tim was calling away and he used that phrase, up country punt, but he fluffed his lines. And that's unforgivable because most kicks that were done at Longford in those days were up country punts. So for everyone's benefit and to show that he's come all this way in the last 30, 40 years, I'd like to hear Tim, just in a few minutes' time, make a line of commentary, maybe about a great Longford game of the 50s, and use the phrase, up country punt.
Inducted into the MCG Media Hall of Fame and a member of the Tasmanian Football Hall of Fame as a legend in the media category. A proud Tasmanian who is one of the most widely respected Australian football media representatives in this country, Tim Lane.